Dear friends, let's learn English grammar with me. What is a sentence? Definition and types of sentences. A sentence is the largest unit of any language. In English, it begins with a capital letter and ends with a full stop, or a question mark, or an exclamation mark. The sentence is generally defined as a word or group of words that expresses a thorough idea by giving a statement, order, or asking a question or exclaiming. Example: he is a good boy. Statement: is he a good boy? Question: what a nice weather. Exclaiming. Ideally, a sentence requires at least one subject and one verb. Sometimes the subject of a sentence can be hidden, but the verb must be visible and present in the sentence. Verb is called the heart of a sentence. Example: do it. In this sentence, a subject you is hidden, but verb do is visible. A sentence is a group of words usually containing a verb that expresses a thought in the form of a statement, question, introduction, instruction, or exclamation, and it starts with a capital letter when written. In other words, a complete English sentence must have three characteristics. First, in written form, a sentence begins with a capital letter and ends with a period, that is a full stop. A note of interrogation, that is a question mark, or a note of exclamation, that is an exclamation mark. Second, it must express a complete thought, not fragmented. Third, it must contain at least one subject, hidden or visible, and one verb comprising an independent clause. An independent clause contains an independent subject and verb and expresses a complete thought. What are the types of sentences? Structurally, sentences are of four types: simple sentence, compound sentence, complex sentence, and compound complex sentence. What is a simple sentence? A simple sentence must have a simple clause, a single verb which is independent and it cannot take another clause. Example: I always wanted to become a writer. One clause, one verb. What is compound sentence? A compound sentence must have more than one independent clause with no dependent clauses. Some specific conjunctions, punctuation, or both are used to join together these clauses. Example: I always wanted to become a writer and she wanted to become a doctor. Two independent clauses, two verbs. What is a complex sentence? A complex sentence also has more than one clause, but one of them must be an independent clause and the other must be a dependent clause. There are also some particular connectors for the clauses of a complex sentence to be connected. For example, I know that you always wanted to be a writer. Here, a dependent clause is followed by a connector and an independent clause. The other way around is also possible. What is compound complex sentence? A compound complex sentence or complex compound sentence is a mixture of the features of compound and complex sentences. In one sentence, this must happen. So it must contain at least two independent clauses and at least one dependent clause. Example, I know that you always wanted to become a writer, but I always wanted to become a doctor. Here, one dependent clause is followed by a complex connector and two independent clauses with a compound conjunction between them. Functionally, sentences are of mainly four types: declarative sentence or assertive sentence, imperative sentence, interrogative sentence, and exclamatory sentence. What is declarative sentence? An assertive sentence or declarative sentence simply expresses an opinion, feeling, or makes a statement or describes things. In other words, it declares something. This type of sentence ends with a period, that is full stop. Example, I want to be a good cricketer. A statement. I'm very happy today. A feeling. More example of declarative sentences may be discussed later. What is imperative sentence? We use an imperative sentence to make a request or to give a command. Imperative sentences usually end with a period, that is a full stop. But under certain circumstances, it can end with a note of exclamation, that is exclamation mark. Example, please sit down. I need you to sit down now. What is interrogative sentence? An interrogative sentence asks a question. Interrogative sentences must end with a note of interrogation, that is question mark. Example, when are you going to submit your assignment? Do you know him? What is exclamatory sentence? An exclamatory sentence expresses overview of emotions. These emotions can be happiness, wonder, sorrow, anger, etc. Example, what a day it was. I cannot believe he would do that. Thank you for watching.